hall, eating sausage biscuits, drinking alcohol. And John Cullen, please return my call.
Oh, hello, Roanoke. Welcome to T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show, where we go after the best people, places, and things to do in our fair city. Big thanks to our studio band and my special guest host, Mr. G. Now, on with the show.
Weatherman from Storm Team 10.
Welcome to T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show, and today we have a very special guest. G, this is somebody I remember back around the turn of the century, and by that I mean the year 2000. And when I would watch cable TV, this gentleman would be on there, and he had a very unique style, and you just couldn't take your eyes off of him. And I had a lot of people, when I told them I was going to interview him, they said, wow, I wonder what he's been up to. So today we're going to find all about this young man. His name is Charles E. Cullen. G, do you remember Charles?
Yeah, I was a big fan of your show, Charles. Channel 9, isn't that correct?
That was what it started out on, was Channel 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, Charles, welcome to the show. You're calling us live from the ranch, I believe.
That is correct.
And what's going on up there?
Oh, wow. Well, just watching it rain right now. So I'm just staring at the clock, waiting to try to make myself wait till 5 to open that first beer. So it's real tempting when you're just sitting here watching it rain, but I'm hanging in there.
Why 5 o'clock, Charles? Tim's already on number 3.
Well, sometimes it's not 5 o'clock. Actually, a buddy of mine ordered me a shirt a couple of years ago, and he had it custom made just for me, and it's got 2 martini glasses on it, and it says it's 9 a.m. somewhere.
So therefore, we can say it's 5 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah. We're coming at you live, Charles. It's 5 o'clock. So go ahead, open that first beer.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, you know what? When we go back to Channel 9, that brings back some memories too, Charles. So, you know, I do want to talk about where you are now and all you've done and where the future is. But let's go back to the Cox Cable days. Tell me how all that started. And you know, what I remember is the Chicken Chat and the Chicken Man, and I don't know if Mr. Stitches was around at that time, but just kind of bring us up to speed. How did all that start with Cox Cable?
I had been producing movies since 1989 was the first full-length movie. And then I went on to do other things, and in 1997, I produced a Western, the Sanchez Saga, also titled a modern day Western, and that one took quite a toll. That was in the days when you shot film still. The digital cameras hadn't come along, so we were shooting 16 millimeter film, which is quite expensive. All your sound is picked up from a separate reel-to-reel recorder. You finish the film, and then you just ship it off, and you're a week even getting your back what you've shot. So almost a year of shooting, and a lot of stress, a lot of people to work with, and quite expensive film for me. And by the time it was done, I was pretty frazzled, and did go on to make 2 more in '98, which was Super Badass and Night of the Bums. And I think I had pretty much had enough by then, and the guy working very close with me, assistant director and cameraman, Grant Plaskin, he was working for Channel 10 at that point. And I said, Grant, I just can't work with that many people on a movie. I said, it just drives me crazy. I said, I like, to be able to do something on my own by myself. And it wasn't long when he said, hey, Cox, Channel 9 is looking for programming. Have you ever thought of sending something in? And I looked into it, and I made a puppet show. The very first episode was a puppet show with 2 puppets. It was filmed in my bathroom on a video camera, and I mailed it in thinking, well, certainly they won't air this. I mean, it was terrible, I think. And that was the start when it started airing, and the lady who was in charge of the channel then, Sharon Davies, called me and she said, you know, we're getting quite a bit of response. And I said, you got to be kidding. I said, you actually aired that? And she said, yeah. And she went on to suggest I put a P.O. box at the end of the next show because people were calling in and writing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Grant came back, you know, and said, hey, you need to get in front of the camera. Why don't you sit down and don't have the puppet sit down and let people hear you? And that was what started the whole thing. I said, well, I don't know what I'd talk about. I said, I know a little bit about chickens. He goes, talk about chickens. I went outside and I got a rooster, and I brought him in. And Grant said, why don't you open a beer? And he was gonna do all the camera work. So I just cracked open a beer and put the chicken on the desk, and pretty much the rest was history.
It sure was. And what is the beer of choice up there on the ranch?
It used to be Miller High Life. That was the mainstay, and it was on all the shows. The show started airing different episodes every night, so it was on 7 days a week. But I also had a Sunday morning 1-hour show, and they said, we will air that, but keep it to the animals. You can't drink beer on the TV on Sunday morning. Late night is fine. So back then it was Miller High Life, to a point where people were mailing Millers in. It was nothing to find a Miller High Life beer sent in. Today's choice is I can hardly get a beer down. It just fills me up for some reason. But I'm a massive wine drinker.
Okay, so you've evolved, Charles.
Well, possibly. I don't know about that. And I like my gin. I do like gin.
Well, very good. And getting back to the puppet show, I've got a visual in my head. You're doing that with the shower curtain. So the shower curtain is kind of like the puppet stage?
That was kind of just the backdrop. And the puppets worked on rods. They weren't marionettes, so I just was stooped down below the camera holding the puppets up. And then, I had the backdrop as the curtain.
And then your most popular puppet character, was that Mr. Stitches?
Wow, it's hard to say. There was a documentary put out around 2005 called This Will Only Hurt for a Minute, the Charles E. Cullen story. And in some of the interviews, the interviewer did a segment on what were the favorite puppets, and it seems like Mr. Stitches was very well recognized, but the mushroom puppet seemed to take the lead.
The mushroom puppet, okay. I've got to research that one.
Yeah, they're 2 just kind of hysterically laughing mushroom puppets.
Well, now, you were born and raised in Roanoke. Did you, puppetry, was that something you were exposed to growing up here, or how'd that happen?
Yeah, I actually still have some pictures of, I guess I was 4 or 5 years old, and my parents bought me it was a cardboard puppet theater. It's probably something, I'm going to guess, put out by Sears and Roebuck back then. You assembled it, and it had a little curtain, and it had a stage where you could work marionettes or hand puppets. And they constantly I had a little rocking chair, and I was always watching Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, and just loved the puppets. I still have my very first marionette, and I still have the box that it came in from London. So it was something that was definitely encouraged by my mother and watching the puppets on TV.
Nice. And then I know you were exposed to certain record albums based on what I read, as far as maybe helping inspire you for the CDs you've put out. Is Alice Cooper Billion Dollar Baby still your all-time favorite?
That's still my favorite. That was my first album, and I was in the 4th grade, and Mom had bought me that album probably when I was in the 3rd grade. And then he came here for the Welcome to My Nightmare concert. That was my first concert. She took me for my birthday present.
Wait a minute, Charles. What grade were you in when you saw Alice?
Fourth grade was so quite young to be going to an Alice Cooper concert, and Susie Quattro opened up for him, and I kept getting scared, and my mother would take me out in the lobby and, are you ready to go back in? Yeah, I'm ready to go back in. And it wasn't Alice Cooper. I was fascinated with him and the snakes and, the gore on stage, but I couldn't understand why people in the audience and on the floor kept passing out and police were dragging them off. I mean, people were heavily drugged up and passing out and drunk, and I thought everybody was sick, or I didn't know what was happening. So that scared me.
I could see where that would go over the head of a 4th grader.
Yeah. But yes, definitely a very memorable, and finally got to meet Alice Cooper in 2010. So that was a big moment for me.
Tell us a little bit about that. Where did that happen?
That was at it was called the Halloween Hootenanny, which was at the Roanoke Civic Center. Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. And somehow I got talking to a gorgeous blonde, and her boyfriend had paid, I think, $200 to get her backstage. And so I latched on to her. I said, I'm just going to see. His boyfriend wasn't around. I don't know where he went. And I said, I know you're getting backstage. I said, there's no doubt about that. And so she kind of, took me under her wing and got me backstage. And the guy from WROV got a couple of good pictures. And there's one neat picture I think you'd really like of me with Alice Cooper, and he's busting out laughing. And the reason was, the first thing I said to him, I said, can I touch you? And he goes, sure. And he just started busting out laughing. So that's how that happened.
Well, very nice.
And I asked, what's that?
Go ahead.
I asked the blonde, who got me back there, if, and we still keep semi in touch, and I said, you have a cell phone? She said, yeah, because Charles doesn't own a cell phone, he never has. And I said, can you call my mother and just tell her I'm with Alice Cooper right now? And she did.
Oh, man. Well, I bet your mom liked that. Well, hey, you got some inspiration from Alice Cooper. This is probably a good time to see if you could play a little bit of your own music for us. I know you've put out a lot of CDs. Granddaddy Bought Me a Copperhead, I believe, was one of them. And we're going to use your music as bumper music for this show. But could you grace us with a little song?
Sure. Let me set the phone down and pick the guitar up. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you're on speakerphone. Let's do the Spanish Witch.
The Spanish Witch.
The Spanish Witch. That is off Where'd All the Flies Come From CD.
Ah.
She was full of sin. She was a bitch, but I fell in love with the Spanish Witch. There were Ouija boards, tarot cards, scattered all across her yard. A broom that didn't work, a big black cat. She got on my nerves, but that's alright. She put a hex on the neighbors. She killed my dog. The walls were painted with the blood of a hog. It was hard to make love to her. She had a big ego named Lucifer. Now she's gone and my heart is broke. She was burned at the stake by her own kinfolk. And she was full of sin. Now she was a bitch, but I fell in love with the Spanish Witch. There were Ouija boards, tarot cards, scattered all across her yard. A broom that didn't work, a big black cat. She got
Perfect bumper music for that Sunday morning show, Charles.
Yeah, I figured that would be your idea.
Yes, I love a song with a meaning.
Hey, how long did the show run, Charles, and why did it stop?
Well, that was 1998, doing the first episode. There's probably been about, I'm going to say in the area of 400 total episodes.
Oh, my.
So this is its 20th year, and it has not stopped.
It has not
It's still
stopped.
there.
Okay. Is it still on local, Charles? I haven't seen it in years. What am I missing there?
Well, they switched it from it was on Channel 9 for probably 8 or 9 years, and then it went to Channel 19, and then it went to Channel 2, and by the time it went to Channel 2, it seemed to lose viewers, and I think for a few reasons I don't know why people didn't drop down to Channel 2, but also a whole lot of people switched to direct TV, satellite.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still there. It's still Monday through Friday at 11 p.m., Channel 2.
Well, for people like me who, like you said, we have direct TV, can we find it outside of the cable station there?
Yes, a TV show. A lot of what I do now is break the segments down instead of there are whole episodes on YouTube, but I try to take just like, say, Mr. Stitches or a song and keep it to what I feel are modern day attention spans and there's a mass amount of it on YouTube.
I know that. Okay, that's going to be good to know because I'm going to share that with my friends, Charles. That you're still out there, and you've still got a show on TV. I know too that you were inspired. I think you went to see Taxi Driver probably around 1976, and that inspired some of your movie making. And Sam Peckinpah was a director that you enjoyed. He did Major Dundee. Do you remember that movie?
I don't think I saw that one. I did buy the biography on Peckinpah, which was called If They Move, Kill Them, which is a great title. But no, I didn't see the Dundee one.
Well, it was a good one, Charlton Heston, Richard Harris. But tell us a little bit about how Taxi Driver and Sam have helped inspire you for your movie making, and do you still make movies?
Yes, I still have them in distribution. The last two I shot were in 2011. So I don't know that I would go into doing a whole full-length movie again. I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of one of the very first gore ones. There were others before Taxi Driver. There was like The Omen. That you had like people's heads getting cut off and stuff like that. But Taxi Driver was definitely a big one. A Clockwork Orange.
Stanley Kubrick.
For an R-rated, in which Clockwork Orange came out originally with an X, but my parents would take me, if they just took you to the window and said, yes, it's okay for him to go in, because Dad was definitely not up for sitting through a movie. And I remember I begged and begged to see Clockwork Orange, and it was a late show at the Towers Theater. So you're talking like midnight, and I was young and, just a kid. So Dad took me, he went up to the window and said he can go in. It was packed, and, the gore and the blood, and then once Taxi Driver came along, and there was another one, it had Kirk Douglas in it. I'm trying to think of the name of that one, and the guy completely explodes at the end. Just the whole body explodes in this room, just splattering on the walls, and it was at the end of the movie. And my mom came to pick me up when the movie's over, and I said, can I watch that again? I want to try to figure out how they had that guy blow up. So it was an extreme fascination with the special effects. I was a very unviolent child. I've always been it's hard to say, but I'm almost one that would run away from a fight. I'm not very don't shine in that area. But for gross special effects was just a fascination of mine when I started learning that these were grown men behind the scenes pumping blood out of people's heads and having, like some of the Peckinpah films with the squibs, and Dawn of the Dead was a really great one for blood effects. So that was the inspiration.
Well, go ahead, G.
Well, as a father of 5, Charles, I'm trying to wrap my head around, you going to the concert, an Alice Cooper concert so young, and those movies. But what intuition your parents must have had to say, our kid has really taken to this. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. My dad was 44 when I was born, so there's quite a generation gap, and he was a big Harley rider and a railroad man. He wasn't much he didn't even like to watch TV. If Andy Griffith was on and it was right at the peak of the show and it would break for a commercial, he'd walk away. He'd say, well, that was pretty good, not knowing the show hadn't ended. Just no concept of those things. So I just think he just didn't care as far as what you were watching or doing, or Alice Cooper, or anything. I remember growing a marijuana plant one time, and all he said was, "Get that thing out of the way of the lawnmower." That was it, and Mom was very encouraging of the arts. So she was.
You get the question though, Charles. Right, you understand the question. Like, as a parent, I'm not so sure I could be able to do that. So hats off to your mom for seeing past the properness of it. You know what I mean? To spurn you on to what you do now.
Huge influence, and she's 87 now. We still have long, lengthy 2-hour conversations of what's happened to music, what's happened to movies.
Hey, Charles, what kind of movies does your mom like?
Well, she likes the scary ones. She'll call me and say, well, I watched this one tonight, and it was called Straw Dogs. And, she goes, that was really good. And I go, oh, yeah, that's the Sam Peckinpah film. I said, Dustin Hoffman? She goes, no, he wasn't in it. And I said, oh, I think they remade that. And as she explained it, I said, I'm going to bring a laptop over tomorrow, and I'm going to bring you the original and let you watch the last 15 minutes of real good violence.
Hey, that's good. And speaking of remakes, did you or your mom see the remake of Halloween? It just came out, I think it was the 30th anniversary?
No.
Yeah.
No. Is it good?
Well, I don't know. I'm too scared to go see it, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not much on remakes. I just, somebody really tried to get me to go to the Grandin a few weeks ago to see A Star Is Born. I'm a huge Chris Christopherson fan. I said, I just can't do that to Chris,
Well,
hey, Death Race 2000, Charles, does that ring a bell for you?
That does.
Yeah,
that does.
I seen that when I was probably 7. My aunt took me. Speaking about your mom taking you to those flicks. God, what a movie that was. That was a crazy one, wasn't it?
It is. If something that you really ought to add to your collection is the Blu-ray of The Exorcist. There's 2 documentaries on the making of The Exorcist that were impossible to find until that Blu-ray came out, and both of those documentaries are on there. So you get to see a lot of behind the scenes with the director, with William Friedkin and Linda Blair, and just to watch their interaction of he's very sweet with her, and you can tell he cares a lot about her and she respects him, but just to watch, putting those horrendous effects together and watching the 2 work together is worth a watch on those documentaries.
Scariest movie ever. Yeah, I don't know if I could watch it again. I was just telling my children about that. And I slept with my brother since Mom had died for probably a week after watching that. That was just horrid.
You'll like this. That for some reason, I don't know why, but my dad took me to that one. It's probably maybe the first and only movie he'd ever seen. And the theater was packed. But he sat down to watch it with me, and about midway through when the girl's, vomiting on people and her head's turning around, and I'll never forget Dad just going, "Well, Charles, this girl's crazy." He just thought it was an ill-behaved child.
Oh, man.
Your dad pegged that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What? Hey, as we're wrapping up here, Charles, I want to hear a little bit about your music. I believe you're playing at Parkway this weekend?
Parkway Brewery, yeah, tomorrow night, which will be after the fact, but yes, playing music at Parkway Brewery.
What's your...
It's part of, there's other bands involved, so it's not just me.
Okay. And do you do that on a regular basis still, or is this just kind of a special event?
Yeah, it's been many, many years since I've played out live. Jamie Booker, who used to run the Bazaar, she had called and asked me if I would be a part of it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't much like to get in crowds, and I said, it's just been a while. And then I thought about it, and a buddy of mine said, you ought to do it, so yeah, it's been quite a while.
All right, well, G and I will try to get out there tomorrow night to see it, and then if it's possible, could you do one more song as we close out here?
Sure. We'll put you on speaker again.
All right.
I did the first one there, Spanish Witch, on a 6-string Taylor. So let's do my Trembling Hand. My Trembling Hand, good old country drinking song, and we'll do this one on a 12-string. My trembling hand won't touch you anymore. It's obvious you've even up the score. And my trembling hand won't touch you anymore. It's tearing me apart, the damage that you do. The alcohol and heroin couldn't hold a candle to you. And my trembling hand won't touch you anymore. It's obvious you've even up the score. And my trembling hand won't touch you anymore.
Charles, I've got two last comments, sir. One,
let me go first.
I'll let G go
Hey,
first.
good. Let me hit you on this. Touch seems to be the word of the day, or the last half an hour. I don't know if I'll make it tomorrow, but it's been great talking to you. I've been a big fan of yours. And if you feel someone touching you tomorrow, that would be Tim over here. So don't be alarmed. Just think back to that Alice Cooper moment, okay?
Okay, and I want to tell you guys, I'm very just quite flattered that y'all had me on. I appreciate that, and glad I haven't been forgotten.
You haven't, and two last things from me, Charles. And one, before I touch you tomorrow night, I'll say, can I touch you? And
that would be an honor.
Okay, sir, and tell your sweet mom, give your sweet mom a kiss on the cheek from G and I for doing such a good job. What a wonderful woman she must be. And then the last thing is, it's time to crack open the Miller High Life, sir.
Yeah, I'm really excited I got to do this. I think I'm going to start early today. As soon as I get off the phone here, I'm going to crack it open.
All right, boss. Thank you so much. We will be in touch, and we will have you back again in the future.
Well, I appreciate that. You guys have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Charles. Take care.
Go get him, Charles.
You too. Bye.